Hey YouTube, this is Uncle Momo's music reaction channel where I provide my views on talented artists from around the world, both established artists and non-established artists, and I promise you that you won't be disappointed whatsoever. So why don't you come and join me in discovering amazing talented artists and bringing it to the forefront of my channel for us to view. Now, my next reaction, we're going to go over to Ukraine. I haven't reacted to this particular artist before. I'm bringing new artists, trying to bring in at least 3 new Ukrainian artists per week. And as well as reacting to my my regular amazing Ukrainian artists as well. So I hope you like. I've got an abundance of non-established artists and established artists that I've not yet had the pleasure to react to yet, and the list is just getting longer and longer and longer and longer. This particular artist or band is Epolets and is featuring Luku Pritchard. The track is called Freedom, and this is a lyrical content. I want to read a couple of things that's in his description page. I'm going to read the first half, then after my reaction, I'm going to read the second half of it. So the first half of it is, this song is an attempt to once again explain to the world outside Ukraine what tragedy of our state and each of the Ukrainians is experiencing now. It is about people who lost their homes, lost relatives, lost peace, but they did not lose faith in victory and the future. This song is about all of us who have now lost the ground under our feet, but have not lost ourselves and believe that we will rebuild our home. We are very grateful to Luku Pritchard for helping to make our appeal louder and clearer for English-speaking listeners. So there you go. That's the first half of the content. I'm going to read the second half of the content after I carried out my reaction. Now, look, there's a number of links and projects that's carried out by various artists from Ukraine. And if you like to participate or interact or find some way that you can contribute, then by all means, please feel free to send me an Instagram. You don't need to DM me on Instagram. You don't need to follow me. Just go into my About page. There's a number of links there. Incidentally, the Instagram link. Just click on it and it'll take you straight over to my page on Instagram. Like I said, you don't need to follow me. Just send me a message and I'll be more than happy to send you various links. Now, without further ado, you know what we're here for. Great vocabs and a damn good video audio music, as well as your contribution and your help and your support.
And I will be a new life. It's time let's change your world was mine.
I love the beat, man. I love the whole atmosphere.
Зібрав життя в рюкзак. У вибухах минуле відгукнеться. Від кожного дія.
Від кожного дія.
Всередині щось рветься. Привалий сон мій небу. Знаю, що точно я поверну. Життя, що вкрали, бо їм волю в мене не відняти. Я знайду своє повітря. Мій новий дім, нове життя. And I will build a new home and new love. It's time let's change her world is mine.
I love the fusion between native and English. So it is transcending. This music can easily transcend over.
І переможемо одразу. У тому домі кожен злетіти схоже, вільно дихати зможе. Вмикай мобільний телефон. Я надиктую координати. Не буде цифр і ікон, кодів заборон, тільки слово мати. Прервали сон і наяву. Знаю, що точно я поверну. Життя, що вкрали, бо їм волю в мене не відняти. Я знайду своє.
twice.
It's time that's changed the world is mine. Okay, imagine you destroyed by aircraft bombs. Not imagine from games, but real have tones. Everywhere sounds, shots, alarms, sirens. Panic, blast of people loud screaming, crying. Your home is on fire, your city's on fire. Your home is on fire because of these bastards and liar. But they make big mistake and they wrong, because they think that we are losers. But Ukrainians strong. Ясний дух своє обійдя. We новий дім, нове життя. And I will build a whole new life. It's time that's changed the world is mine. І ясний дух своє обійдя.
The visuals is hitting very, very hard. I love the way how he's bringing it back from where it started from. As of we've made, the number of internally displaced persons in Ukraine exceeded 8 million, more than 4.9 million. And said it on there. Should be done slower so you can read it all properly. So that was the Epolets, and I hope I am pronouncing it. Is it Epolets or Epolets? Let me know about that. Featuring Luku Prítchard. If you don't know who Luku Prítchard is, please go over to his channel and check him out. I have already subscribed to both their channels. But what I haven't done on Epolets' channel is hit the notification button. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Now, I'm also going to read out the second part of what is written down in his description page. And I hope you guys check it out as well. It goes, many of you have probably already seen the photos from the cover of the song. These drawings were made of the wall of the bomb shelter by the little girl, Solomia, who spent 32 days in his basement in captivity with her mother and celebrated her 8th birthday there. She is now fine, she is safe, and also turned into Masha Foundation as a part of its Unbreakable Mother initiative. Solomia and her mother are now recovering in a special rehabilitation camp. If you also want to help such family, here is the link for the donation, and I'll put that link down in my description, in the description page. Everything that you see in his description page will be on my description page, word for word, link for link. Not a problem about that. It was such an moving thing, and the thing about Ukrainian music video, it all has a purpose. Everything in there, small, intricate, has a meaning, and I've known that from like a good 2 years ago when I was asking the question about certain artists and what does that mean and what's that symbol. Everything has a meaning. Everything has a storyline. Nothing is not put in there for no reason, and I love the explanation. And I'm glad that I've read it out for you guys, because it's not just, you know, some scribble on paper or nothing. It's done. It's done by a Ukrainian girl who was in captivity for 32 days, Solomia, with her mother. And now she's celebrating her 8th birthday. Let that sink in. Now, did you not hear? You know what? Where was it again? Epolets, when he come into his rap part, and apologies, there isn't the subtitles. There's something wrong with my PC at the moment. I don't know what it is, but it's not allowing me the subtitles, see the subtitles, and I don't even know why. Hopefully I can get it rectified by the time I do my editing. But if you didn't hear the lyrical content of what he said in English, and how, if that didn't hit you, I don't know what will hit you in this fine morning today. That was absolutely so explosive. And I've said to you time and time again, and to all my non-Ukrainians, that watching an artist and listening to what the artist is saying about the significant impact of what is happening right now is in far more details and far more heartfelt than what you watch on any kind of news that you're watching. The news anchor is so neutral, like a doctor, telling you bad news, you know, neutral. There's no feeling, there's no passion, there's no compassion, and nothing. He's just telling a story, you know. So how can we connect with a news anchor that is so neutral and you know, he's not, I'm obviously they're professionals like doctors, you know, and they're not supposed to show any kind of, you know, you know, when they're telling sad news, they've got to be neutral. But this is something that you can't be neutral about. You can't be neutral about, because you see what the effect that is happened to humanity. So you either have God inside you or an evil so-and-so inside you where you just don't care. And I hope it's the latter. I really do. I'm grateful for many artists as bringing things to light, because without these artists bringing things to light, we will only have a grasp on the media, what is the news. I don't think that they're singing the correct stories. They're showing fragments about it. And like I said, it's slowly diluting itself. It's slowly not becoming at the forefront of the news. You know, and it should always constantly be at the forefront of the news until we finally end this, you know, and it should be shown around the world until we finally end this. The whole world should be participating and getting together to try and end this. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Apologies for my ranting and raving, but it's almost coming like a habit every time when I'm seeing an amazing artist with such heartfelt topics which he is personally experiencing, and he's put it into song for everybody, for it to translate over to the world for us to see, you know. Epolets, brilliant. Luke, amazing. I salute you. Boom.